Just heard from the first witness, and it looks like we found out who took a video of that surveillance footage. His name is Israel Flores, and he was the security guard at the Intercontinental Hotel in March of 2016 when the incident took place. Israel says on March 5th, around 11 a.m., instant services called him about a woman in distress on the 6th floor. He went to go look at the live footage. He said he saw a man pacing back and forth in the hotel hallway. He said when he got off the 6th floor, he saw Diddy sitting in a chair in his robe and socks, and he was acting strangely and giving him a devilish stare. As for Cassie, he said she was cowering in a corner, covering her face, and he told them, if you guys are going to argue, you have to go back to your room. At this point, the video footage that we had all seen had already happened, but Israel Flores hadn't seen it yet. Prosecutors then showed the surveillance video to the jury, and afterwards, Israel said that he had recorded it on his cell phone to show his wife, because otherwise she probably wouldn't believe him. A second video was then shown to the jury, which none of us have seen, and it shows Israel Flores trying to calm Diddy down while he was yelling at Cassie in the hallway. Apparently in the video, you can then see Cassie returning to the entryway of the hotel room saying she wanted her phone and her belongings. He testified that he was escorting them back to the room and they were arguing about whether or not she was going to leave, and Diddy was telling her that she was not going to leave. He says one.
All right, everybody hit the like button. Everybody hit the like button. This is coverage of the Diddy trial. There's a lot of information coming in right now. They are in court as we speak. Everybody drop your city in the chat. Drop your city in the chat. Let me know where you at. Drop your city in the chat. Let me know where you at. Say what's up in the chat. I know I ain't been live in a minute. Hit the like button and let's go. So this guy right here, Israel Flores, is telling everything. Hit the like button. Drop your city in the chat. Let me know where you are at.
The video footage that we had all seen had already happened, but Israel Flores hadn't seen it yet. Prosecutors then showed the surveillance video to the jury, and afterwards, Israel said that he had recorded it on his cell phone to show his wife, because otherwise she probably wouldn't believe him. A second video was then shown to the jury, which none of us have seen, and it shows Israel Flores trying to calm Diddy down while he was yelling at Cassie in the hallway. Apparently in the video, you can then see Cassie returning to the entryway of the hotel room saying she wanted her phone and her belongings. He testified that he was escorting them back to the room and they were arguing about whether or not she was going to leave, and Diddy was telling her that she was not going to leave. He says once they reached the room, both Cassie and Diddy went inside of the room and he used his body to prop open the door. He also testified that there was another man in the room, but the man was not engaging with any of them. Israel said he told Diddy to then stay in his room, and that's when Diddy allegedly showed him a stack of money and told him not to tell anyone what he saw. He says he told Diddy he didn't want his money, and then he went after Cassie to see if she was okay. He tried to approach Cassie outside of the hotel to see if she wanted him to call the police, but a bodyguard blocked the interaction. He was able to ask her if she wanted him to call the cops, but she said she just wanted to leave, and he testified that she had a black eye. After she left.
Golly, man. So when people talk about why don't men intervene in situations where, you know, a man and a woman is going at it or whatever, or a man is doing something to a woman, this is a different type of scenario. But this guy, just listening to it, he could have really gotten hurt, because what if the bodyguard would have actually attacked the guy instead of just, you know, shooing him away? So I'm not saying men don't need to protect women, but when a woman is in a relationship with another man, to a certain degree, she is that man's responsibility. I don't know the word, but for a random dude to come in and say, hey, what are you doing? Stop doing this to her. It puts the man in more life jeopardy than the woman actually is. But would I do what this guy is doing? No, I would just call the police. And that's what we are supposed to do. Let the police deal with this. But this man is, or was, putting himself in a position where he could have gotten murked, because Diddy is crazy. So for anybody out here who say, why don't men intervene? Why do men just stand around and watch? To a certain degree, we literally can die, because the woman that is getting accosted in these situations, he wants her. He wants to be with her. He's trying to control her. So he's not going to murk her, but you as a man, a random dude, you're worthless to the abuser. So you can turn around and get murked, and the guy and the girl can go off on their own. And in a lot of cases, sadly, not saying it's right, the woman ends up staying with the guy in the first place. So it's a lose-lose. I'm not saying anything is right, but it's a lose-lose when a man attempts to intervene. But what he actually did was he got the video on his phone, and apparently, hopefully, he's going to call the police, but or he may not call the police. But let's see what happens next. But any of you guys watching, please do not intervene in a situation like this, because you as a man can lose your life. Thank you to the new people that just came on in. Drop your city in the chat. Let me know where you at. Drop your city in the chat. Let me know where you at. What's up, Monica? What's up? Let's talk real with Cheryl. What's going on, Anthony? What's up, Alethea? What's going on, Sherry? Drop your city in the chat. Let me know where you at, y'all. And of course, hit the like button. What's up, Layla?
Blocked the interaction. He was able to ask her if she wanted him to call the cops, but she said she just wanted to leave, and he testified that she had a black eye. After she left, he went back to Diddy's hotel room with another guard to reiterate the hotel policy. He said that Diddy stepped into the hallway and closed the door behind him and then grabbed the other bodyguard, accusing him of recording Diddy. That's when Israel said he pinned Diddy to the wall and told him to let go of the phone. After all of this happened, Israel did file an incident report and mentioned Diddy and Cassie by name. He described the incident from start to finish and even included photos of the broken vase and the dirt on the wall. Now,
hold on. Rudy said you never talk about us. Who is us? What are you talking about, Rudy? You never talk about us. Who is us? What are you talking about? What I do? I just got on here. I did something wrong. What do you mean? Rudy? Can you tell me who us is? You said you never talk about us. Who is us? I'm confused.
In the report, he didn't mention the other man that was in the room, but he says it was because that man was not engaging with Diddy or Cassie, nor was he involved in the elevator lobby incident, so he felt like it wasn't relevant in the report. That was everything that happened with the prosecutor. It's now the defense's turn, so I will be back with updates.
Let's talk about the two witnesses who kicked off Diddy's trial because their testimony was devastating. The first up is Israel Flores, who is now part of the LAPD, but back then, in 2016, he worked as assistant director of security for the hotel in Los Angeles where that infamous Cassie video came from.
Okay, this adds a little clarity. Maybe I missed it at first. Israel Flores is security. So it's like security is fighting Diddy, because what the woman was saying is the guy pinned Diddy up against the wall. And I'm like, yo, what in the world? I thought he was just a worker. So he's actually security. So I get it. So Rudy said, your Facebook fans need love. Yeah, what's going on, Facebook? See, the thing about it is Facebook don't be showing me love no more. I used to have like 700 people watching me on Facebook when I go live. And I don't know what went on with Facebook. Well, I know what happened with Facebook. I did something that got me banned or whatever. So let's do this. What's up, Dimple Young? Everybody from Facebook, everybody watching from Facebook, say hello in the chat and share this video. Put a 1 in the chat if you are from Facebook. Everybody watch for Facebook, put a 1 in the chat if you're from Facebook. I want to show love to my Facebook people. And at the same time, share this video. Hit the share button, hit the thumbs up button on Facebook. I want to give Facebook some love. I don't want my Facebook people to think I ain't paying attention to them.
He recalled getting a
All right, hold on. Let me back this up a little bit. Everybody hit the like button. Everybody hit the like button.
Says it was because that man was not engaging with Diddy or Cassie, nor was he involved in the elevator lobby incident, so he felt like it wasn't relevant in the report. That was everything that happened with the prosecutor. It's now the defense's turn, so I will be back with updates.
Let's talk about the two witnesses who kicked off Diddy's trial because their testimony was devastating. The first up is Israel Flores, who is now part of the LAPD, but back then, in 2016, he worked as assistant director of security for the hotel in Los Angeles where that...
Okay, he was actually an officer. Okay, this is making a lot more sense.
Infamous Cassie video came from. He recalled getting a distress call from a woman on the 6th floor. That woman is, of course, Cassie. Now, when he got up there, he saw Diddy slouched in a chair, half naked, giving him what he described as a devilish stare. Now, when Cassie said that she wanted to leave, Diddy responded with, "You're not going anywhere." And Flores responded by saying if she wants to leave, she's going to leave. Then at some point, Diddy gave him a bunch of cash, or tried to give him a bunch of cash with a $100 bill on top, saying, "Don't tell nobody." And basically, Flores said,
Everybody watching from Facebook, put a 1 in the chat. Everybody watching from Facebook, put a 1 in the chat. I'm trying to show y'all some love. Y'all don't even want to put a 1 in the chat. What's going on, Dimple Young? What's going on, LaRon Watson? What's going on, Ulysses? What's going on, Rudy? What's up, Monica? Yeah, let's go. Put a 1 in the chat, y'all.
he wasn't interested in his money. But the biggest moment came when jurors saw video surveillance footage of Diddy beating Cassie, punching, kicking, dragging her by her hair back to her room. And this was footage that nobody has ever seen. This is not the video that we have all seen. Not only that, it was at several different angles, and this is the prosecution's key piece of evidence. Next up was Daniel Phillip, who is a male stripper who recalled being hired by Cassie for parties with Diddy. He said that Cassie would wear what Diddy demanded, which typically was red lace high heels and sunglasses. He said that he got paid thousands of dollars to rub baby oil on Cassie and have S with her while Diddy watched. Diddy even at one point made him hand over his driver's license, which Phillip said he believed was a threat. Then it took a darker turn. He testified to seeing Cassie basically passed out after these encounters. He testified to the fact that Diddy would then drag her by her hair, screaming, and after she didn't come, he would say, quote, "Be," except the full word, "when I tell you to come, you come now, not later." Now, Phillip said that he didn't intervene, and the reason for that was because he knew that his bodyguards were in the other room, and he was worried that if he tried to intervene, that he could possibly lose his life. Yeah. And just remember, guys, this is day one of witness testimony, violence, parties, bribes. Can you imagine if this is how the trial started, what else we have coming up?
Dimple Young says she's just now getting her notifications. Good. Hopefully Facebook will go back to normal. I usually have like 700 people in here, but it is what it is. What's going on? What's going on, Gary? What's going on, Risa? What's up, Marshall, Christine, Marshall, Marshall, Roy? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Share this video. Share this video. Share this video. This is Diddy coverage. We are about to find out exactly what's going on, like as we speak. So right now on Twitter, okay, U.S. versus Sean Combs, May 13th. Cassie is on deck. So Cassie is not just scheduled to testify, she's in the room about to testify. She is in the room. After cross-examination of Escort Phillips, Inner City Press covers the trial. Let's see. 9 minutes ago. Okay, so we got action. All right, so 9 minutes ago, judge, jurors, take a break. We have some issues. Uh-oh, sounds like there's an issue. Hold on, y'all. All right, so 9 minutes ago, judge, jurors, take a break. We have some issues to deal with. Jurors leave. Combs, Anna, Maria Estavo, we'd like Miss Ventura's husband to not be allowed in the courtroom during her testimony. How you gonna tell her husband that he can't be in the freaking room? What in the world? I ain't seen you in months. I think, see, this is what I'm talking about right here. See, Dr. Irving says, I think they shadow banning you. I ain't seen you for months. But make sure to share this video to get me out in the algorithm. I have no idea because I've been going live, but Facebook and YouTube has been doing something, but I don't want to be a victim. But yeah, everybody hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the like button. Because y'all already know my YouTube shows used to have like 2,000 people in here. But, you know, it is what it is. You know, I can't control what the platform is doing, but everybody hit the like button and that will put this video out to more people. But I ain't finna be a victim of nothing. I'm just gonna keep working. But yeah, YouTube and Facebook messing with me. But it is what it is. Okay. So jurors take a break. We have some issues to deal with. Jurors leave. Combs, Estevio. I'm sorry, Maria Estevio, which is I think one of Sean Combs' lawyers. We like Mrs. Ventura's husband to not be allowed in the courtroom during her testimony. We may need to call him as a witness later, depending on the direct, and then it stops. Okay, so that actually makes sense because if the husband, damn, the husband and the wife are about to take the stand, damn. Okay, so they don't want him in the courtroom because they might have to have him take the stand also. Okay, more information, and shout out to Inner City Press. Shout out to Inner City Press. I'm not sure how Mr. Fine's testimony would be relevant. Mr. Fine is Miss Ventura's husband. So Mr. Fine is Cassie Ventura's husband. So they just said, get Miss Ventura's husband out of here because we want his testimony. And then they come back and say, for what? Like, what are you talking about? Why would her husband need to testify? Y'all doing too much. All right. So now Combs Garagos says, give me 15 seconds. If he wants to come back into the courtroom today, but we ask that we be excluded from the testimony, gets into post 2018. I don't know what that is. I'm just reading notes. Gets into post. I don't know what that means. Hit a like button, hit a like button, hit a like button, hit a like button. Everybody hit a like button. Everybody hit a like button. To the new people coming in, welcome, welcome, welcome. Drop your city in the chat. Let me know where you at. To the new people who just came in, drop your city in the chat. Let me know where you at. Spam the chat with popcorn emojis. Spam the chat with popcorn emojis. Okay, so I'm watching out for Inner City Press's new tweets. So let's see. Okay. Cassie on deck and cross of Escort Phillips. All right, we talked about that already. Just making sure we got something. Okay, so I'm gonna keep making sure something else. All right, let's keep going.
As always, drop your thoughts in the comments and make sure to hit that follow button because I will be covering this from start to finish.
Diddy's trial just started, and within minutes, his own daughters got up and walked out of the courtroom. And here's why. I'm going to avoid as many triggering words as I can so this does not get taken down. Here goes. So it starts with testimony from Daniel Phillip, a former escort who says Diddy paid him to be with Cassie while he watched from the corner. Yep, you heard that right. And as soon as the details got graphic, his daughters, all 18 and sitting next to his mother, got up and left the room. They came back, but the moment the testimony kept going, they dipped again. And that's just the beginning. Philip also told the jury that he heard Diddy beating Cassie in the other room during one of these setups and dragging her by the hair for saying the words, "Hold on." And remember the elevator assault from 2016? Yep, that was shown to the jury too. The same video Diddy allegedly paid $100,000 to bury. The guard later testified that Diddy handed him a stack of cash topped with a $100 bill and said, "Take care of this and don't tell anyone." This was all on day one, and tomorrow Cassie herself is expected to take the stand as pregnant as she is after years of alleged physical, emotional, and psychological abuse.
Let me say something about Cassie taking a stand as a pregnant person. This is terrible because what some of you may or may not know about a pregnant woman, whatever she goes through in real time goes to the baby. So reenacting these conversations, going back to that time when this happened and that happened, because there's plenty other scenarios that happen other than just the hotel incident. Some of y'all may not know that part of the testimony yesterday was Diddy, according to the testimony, don't sue me, but Diddy, according to the testimony, Diddy had one of the S workers, I'll just say it, urinate, and I'm trying to break the words up. Okay, so I'm gonna use one word, urinate, and I'm gonna say some other words, and I'm gonna say the other word so I can break it up so YouTube won't ban me or whatever. In her mouth. So just imagine, and this is when Cassie Ventura, according to the testimony, was 19. And remember how we talked about how a grown man messing with a 19-year-old is disgusting? Well, Diddy did the same thing that Shannon Sharp was doing. And it's plenty other wealthy men that do this mess. So Shannon Sharp was doing all this freaky stuff with a 19-year-old girl. But one of the differences is that 19-year-old girl that Shannon Sharp was doing crazy stuff with, she was already an S worker, or she became an S worker. I don't know. But that doesn't make it right. But it at least looks like the Shannon Sharp chick was already into this type of stuff, where Cassie Ventura was just a 19-year-old girl that was trying to make it as a singer. So imagine peeing or paying somebody to pee in this area, because I'm trying to make sure I don't get banned, in this area, and you're not into this stuff. And you're 19. And this is your first year dating Diddy. So it ain't like you've been doing this stuff and now you're like, ooh, pee on me, daddy. Kind of like Young Miami. Because remember, Young Miami talked about she liked getting peed on. So Young Miami can easily tell you, I don't think she's ever going to take the stand. She's on Diddy's side, but it's a possibility Young Miami can literally corroborate all of this stuff that Cassie is saying, because she literally said she enjoyed the stuff. And that is one aspect that is different with Cassie. So if you like getting peed on, that's one thing. But if you don't like getting peed on, or, in your mouth, that's another thing. And you 19. So this is disgusting. And somebody said 19 is legal. I want y'all to understand one thing, because I hate a lot of you weirdos. We don't need no white man telling us what we can and cannot do. So I don't give a shit what the damn law says. A 50-year-old man dating a 19-year-old girl is absolutely disgusting, and it's wrong. So I don't care nothing about all this legal stuff. We have morals. We as black people have common sense. At least wait until the woman turns 22, 23, 24, 25, at least. Because at the end of the day, your brain does not fully form until you're like 23 or 24. And that is biology. So Diddy actually dating a 19-year-old as a 50-year-old man. One, she's a teenager. That's disgusting. But two, doing all these crazy, heinous things along with the abuse to a 19-year-old where her brain has not even formed yet is hurtful to the on so many different levels. And going back to Cassie being pregnant on the stand, because that's my first point. Cassie being on the stand, reenacting these thoughts, reenacting these images, reenacting these experiences all over again. The way the human brain works is your thoughts are literally as powerful as the physical event. Your thoughts are literally as powerful as the actual events. So reenacting these events while you have your new baby in your stomach, because I think she's like 8-9 months pregnant, could be the worst thing Cassie could ever do to her baby, because all of this stress, all of this cortisol, all of these negative thoughts are going to go straight to the child. See, there's something called epigenetics, and there's something called genomapping. So when you actually are pregnant, your brain literally starts mapping out what the baby is possibly going to experience in the uterus as it's in the body. So when the baby comes out, from a biological standpoint, the baby will be ready to deal with whatever is outside of the body. So like, and I don't want to go too crazy, but say turtles, and I'm not going too crazy. Y'all stick with me. Turtles, when they have have their babies, the babies are literally on their own. The babies come out of the mom literally like, and then birds, usually a lot of times birds sit waiting on turtles to have babies. So the birds literally just come down, swoop down, and start eating the baby turtles the second they come out of the womb. And the reason why I'm bringing up this, because you're like, why are you bringing up turtles? A human is not a turtle. It's somewhat the same thing though. What is going on with you, what is going on in your life right before you have the baby, goes straight to the child to prepare the child for whatever is outside of the mother's body, i.e., birds waiting on the turtle to give birth so the bird can come down and swoop down and eat the turtles. So the second the baby turtles come out of the mom, the baby turtles literally are programmed by the mother to take off running into water. So the second you're born, think about this. The second you're born, you get information that says, look for water. And if you don't get to the water, a bird is going to eat you. That is literally the information that a baby gets when a mother is pregnant. And this is a little crazy, but this is what is going to happen possibly with Cassie Ventura's baby when it comes out of the womb, because the information that is going to the baby as she is going to be on a stand. Hey, do you recall this happened? Yes, he did this. He did that. He peed on me or peed in my mouth. He dragged me down the hall. He did this. He did that. Guess what? All of that is going to go straight to the baby. So the second the baby comes out of the womb, the baby is actually going to be prepared to be assaulted, and it just got born, because this is actually the information that the mother is feeding to the baby. So I might be going too far, but this is a real thing. It's called epigenetic tags, and it tells the genes and the cells what to prepare for, what proteins to receive and what proteins to push away. It's like it's a suppression and a receiving thing. So I feel bad for Cassie for having to take the stand as a pregnant woman, and I feel bad for Cassie's baby, because all of these memories that Cassie is about to reenact and unsuppress are going to go straight to the baby. So Dion says Cassie is on the stand right now. So I just wanted to let y'all know how troubling this is for me, just knowing that Cassie is literally about to take the damn stand, and I wish she wouldn't. I'm sorry. I know we all want Diddy to go to prison, but this is bad. Okay, so let's see. Judge Submarinian, let's try to get through these issues effectively as we have the jurors waiting. We have a letter from the juror that we will take court. We will make court exhibit 1 on the videos. When will they be offered into evidence? All right. So I'm just giving y'all all the notes on what Inner City Press is putting out. Hold on. Let me refresh. So right now, Cassie is on stage. I mean, not stage, but you know what I mean. City Press. I'm refreshing right now. Cassie's on deck. All right. So we are waiting on information from what Cassie is saying. Cassie is presently on the stand right now.
From courtroom walkouts to buried footage, this trial is unearthing everything. Follow now, because the next 48 hours could change it all.
Diddy, also known as Sean Combs, his trial has started, and we have 3 updates. Let's get into it. Update number 1. The government has filed a letter motion to the court. This letter right here. And what they're doing, and the person who wrote this letter is this woman. Her name is Maureen Comey. If everybody remembers old James Comey, yep. Her father, she is the prosecuting attorney in the Diddy case. What Maureen is saying to the court is that she doesn't think that Mark Garagos, now Tenny Garagos is on Diddy's defense team, and her father is Mark Garagos, an old famous criminal defense lawyer. What the government is saying here is they don't think Mark Garagos, even though he doesn't represent Diddy, that he's there as an advisor, as a consultant in the case, and that he shouldn't be going on TMZ and giving interviews. He shouldn't be giving interviews or discussing the case at all in the public. They think it could potentially prejudice their case. So they want to muzzle this man right here, Mark Garagos. Update number 2. The government, during jury selection, they struck every single black potential juror on the panel. And so the defense says, hey, this ain't right. They do what is called a Batson challenge. Anytime there's a pattern where it's shown that one side has struck a certain racial class or struck a certain gender, the other side can then do what is called a Batson challenge. And they say, Judge, look at the pattern here. They've struck all black jurors. And then it goes to the government to give a race-neutral reason as to why those jurors have been struck. And the government has given a race-neutral reason, and the court has accepted it. Update number 3. We're here at the meat of the trial. Now we will be getting into what are called opening statements and witness testimony. Each side presents to the jury what they believe the evidence will show, and they frame the information for the jury in a way that is beneficial to their client, whether it's the government or the defendant. And now we're going to really see what goes on. Unfortunately, folks, there's no cameras in federal court, which I think is not fair. I think the cameras should be in every court proceeding because court proceedings are meant to be public. It is for the public to watch and see so they can see the democracy playing out in real time.
That is a wrap on the first day of the Diddy trial. The next witness that was testifying against Diddy was the male S worker who was in the hotel room that day when we saw Diddy attacking Cassie Ventura. Now, they didn't get all the way through his testimony, so I'm going to save that piece of information to give it all to you guys tomorrow. That way it's in context, but it is very explosive what we've heard already. This worker did claim that he saw Diddy abusing Cassie Ventura and Cassie ran to him. This worker also explained their interaction. He said that Cassie Ventura was the one that got a hold of him and would pay him the money for his services, and Diddy would sit back and watch and tell them basically what to do, like we've been hearing alleged in the indictment. This is going to be another big explosive testimony that we are going to hear because we know that this plays a big part. We just heard from the security guard talking about that hotel footage and being bribed $100,000. And now we are hearing from the worker that was in that room that day. Diddy's stance on this is that there was not a freak off and that it was over an altercation about him not being faithful. And Cassie Ventura is saying that this was a freak off that she wanted to get away from and Diddy would drag her back to it. But like I said.
All right, so hold on. Let's see. I got some information coming in right now. All right, so I'm looking at like 4 different things going on all at one time. All right, 6 minutes ago. All right, so new information just came in. 6 minutes ago. 6 minutes ago. 1 minute ago. Oh shit. Okay. All right. So Ventura, I didn't know what no could turn into. Oh shit. All right. I have Cassie talking right now on Twitter. All right. So somebody is literally typing exactly what Cassie is saying. All right. So everybody hit the like button. Everybody hit the like button. Yeah. Shout out to Tisa Tales. She is in the courtroom. Yo, Dion, do you want to come up? I want to see what information you have. Dion, are you able to come up? Is Tisa on Twitter, Dion? So I dropped the link, Dion. Let me know if you want to come up. Okay, so this is exactly what's happening right now. Okay, here we go. 1 minute ago, Cassie Ventura says, I didn't know what no could turn into. The prosecution says, what do you mean? Making him angry. Prosecution says, what were you afraid would happen if you said no? Ventura says, through time, he had blackmail materials. Prosecution, what did you give the government? Ventura pulls out a laptop. All right. Let's see. So next is prosecution. How did you feel when he first asked for it? I'm not sure. So prosecution says, how do you feel when he first asked for it? Ventura says, confused, nervous. I wanted to make him happy. Prosecution says, did you agree to one? Okay. Threesome, freak off sessions, something like that. Yeah. Prosecution. So did you agree to one, and one meaning freak off? Did you agree to one when he first proposed one? So it and one is freak off session. Ventura says, yes, she agreed to whatever. I don't know if this is a whole freak off, a party, or just a threesome with one of the ex-workers. I'm not sure, but we'll find out in a second. So let me say this again so y'all can get the full context of it. Everybody hit the like button. How do you feel when he first asked for it? It meaning freak off session. She says, confused, nervous, and I wanted to make him happy. Did you agree to one meaning freak off session, when he first proposed one? She says, yes. Then there were more. And this is probably when she began to get a little, perturbed and scared, because this is what happens to a lot of women. A woman may agree to doing something, whether it's a threesome or sex or anything, right? But a woman actually has the right to say no during sex. Like if you hitting it and she says, stop, you got to stop. And if you keep going, that is the R word. So she agreed to one threesome, one whatever, but guess what? She has to agree to all of them, not just one. So she said, then there were more. It wasn't something I wanted to do, at least not that frequently. All right. So this is Cassie Ventura talking. Judge says, redirect. Please explain why you now say Mr. Combs directed you. Now, okay, this is another scenario. I don't know who Phillips is. Does anybody know who Phillips is? Does anybody in there know who Phillips is? I want to catch up on who Phillips is. Please. So this is something different. This what I'm about to say right now is an hour ago. So this was when somebody else was on the stand. Please explain why you now say Mr. Combs directed you. Philip says, this may be the S worker. Philip says he asked about positions, but Mr. Combs did tell us what to do. And one of the things he told us to do was use baby oil. Everybody drop baby oil emojis in the chat. Drop baby oil emojis in the chat. Everybody drop baby oil emojis in the chat. Spam the chat with baby oil emojis. Let's go. Drop baby oil emojis in the chat. So the timing of the handing of cash, how did the amount compare to your stripping services? This is the prosecution talking to the S workers. The timing of the handing of cash, how did the amount compare to your stripping services? This is the S worker. $3,800 or more. How much were you paid to perform what you could? When you could. So how much were you paid to perform? $3,800. Philip said $700 to $5,000 or $6,000. So I guess depending on the scenario, depending on whatever, he got paid $700, and sometimes he got paid $5,000 or $6,000. And when you couldn't perform, they paid me nothing. Then maybe he couldn't get on hard because, this sounds like a scary scenario. Cassie may be crying, and the dude might be like, yo, man, I'm sorry, I can't perform today. This is just a lot. And then he doesn't get paid anything. Prosecution says, did Miss Ventura call you after the Dream Hotel? Yes. Did Miss Ventura call him? Okay, this is interesting. Why do y'all think Cassie is calling the S worker? Can anybody think of a reason why Cassie would call the S worker? Like, I'm a little confused on that. So let me repeat what was just said. Okay. They paid me nothing when I didn't perform. The prosecution says, did Miss Ventura call you after the Dream Hotel? Yes. Why is she calling the S worker? Because can anybody understand why that would be? Dion says, yep, they got the freak on. Then Diddy walked in and said, I like that. Huh? What you talking about? All right, so let's see. So she's on the stand. For anybody just coming in, Cassie Ventura is on the stand, and I'm literally telling you exactly what's happening. Okay, more information. When did you sign with Bad Boy Records? Prosecution says, when did you sign with Bad Boy Records? Ventura says 2006. It was a 10-album deal. That's absolutely nuts. Everybody hit the like button. Everybody hit the like button. Everybody hit the like button. It was a 10-album deal. Did you release any music after late 2006? Ventura says no. Who is in this photo? I don't know what the photo is. Ventura says Kim Porter, when she was Sean's ex from before me and the mother of his children. So, all right, this is getting interesting. Okay, here's more. Oh, this is crazy. Okay. Prosecution says I've handed up GXB. Do you recognize it? I'm assuming GX is some type of drug. GXB sounds like a drug. So prosecution says I've handed up GX-B. Do you recognize it? I guess he's handing it to her or something. I don't know. because probably she's up on the stand and the prosecution is kind of like floor level and he's handing it to her. So I'm assuming he's handing it to her. Ventura says, yes, I reviewed this drive. Okay. Yes, I reviewed this drive. It was communication and documents pertaining to Mr. Combs. So the GXB sounds like some type of file or something. Just going by what I'm hearing. All right. So then prosecution says, did you review photos on it? Ventura says, yes. Prosecution says, what is this photo? Ventura says, me in 2004 and Carrie Morgan. All right. Let's see. When did you sign with Bad Boy Records? Okay, here's something else. Where it's like two different tweets are coming in. One from never mind. Okay, more information. Prosecution says, where did you celebrate your birthday in this photo? Ventura says, in Las Vegas. Carrie Morgan, does anybody know who Carrie Morgan is? Carrie Morgan was there too. We are out on his patio on my 21st birthday. VMAs. And 21st birthday, and I guess the VMAs. Prosecution, what happened then? Ventura, Sean kissed me in the bathroom. I ran back to my hotel. I told Carrie. Huh? I don't really understand that, but let me read it again, see if I didn't get the context right. Where did you celebrate your birthday in this photo? She holds a photo in Las Vegas. Carrie Morgan was there too. Does anybody know who Carrie Morgan is? When we are out on the patio on my 21st birthday, this was when she was 21 years old. What's up, Shira? Where you been? I ain't seen you in like 6 months. Shout out to Shira. Where in the world have you been? I can tell you ain't been here because I didn't even make you a moderator. Let me make Shira a moderator. I ain't seen her in so long. What in the world? You been okay, Shira? As moderator. Okay. So I made you a moderator, Shira. Where you been? Everybody drop baby oil emojis in the chat. Drop baby oil emojis in the chat. Drop baby oil emojis in the chat and hit the like button. Okay. Where did you celebrate your birthday? Blah, 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 blah. This is what's weird. This was when she was 21. She says, Sean kissed me in the bathroom. I ran back to my hotel. I told Carrie. It sounds like their first kiss or something. I don't know. All right. Update. Loading. Okay. No information yet. All right. Let's play some of these videos. And I'm going to play some more of what happens next as it comes in.
Be in every court proceeding because court proceedings are meant to be public. It is for the public to watch and see so they can see the democracy playing out in real time.
Drop baby oil emojis in the chat. Drop baby oil emojis in the chat.
That is a wrap on the first day of the Diddy trial. The next witness that was testifying against Diddy was the male S worker who was in the hotel room that day when we saw Diddy attacking Cassie Ventura. Now, they didn't get all the way through his testimony, so I'm going to save that piece of information to give it all to you guys tomorrow. That way it's in context, but it is very explosive, what we've heard already. This worker did claim that he saw Diddy abusing Cassie Ventura and Cassie ran to him. This worker also explained their interaction. He said that Cassie Ventura was the one that got a hold of him and would pay him the money for his services, and Diddy would sit back and watch and tell them basically what to do, like we've been hearing alleged in the indictment. This is going to be another big explosive testimony that we are going to hear, because we know that this plays a big part. We just heard from the security guard talking about that hotel footage and being bribed $100,000, and now we are hearing from the worker.
Okay, so more information just came in. And I hope y'all are able to keep up with this conversation because it's all over again. I mean, all over the place. Okay. Wait. So much stuff is coming in. Okay, so give me a second because there's something else here. I don't know what this is. Meanwhile, Rikers Island order just out. The court will appoint the independent. Okay, that's somebody else. That's somebody else. Okay. All right. 25 seconds ago. What is the age difference between you and Sean? 17. Cassie Ventura says 17 years. Prosecution. How did you feel when Sean invited you to hotels? Ventura says nervous, excitement. We're going to talk about music. He introduced me to oral, oral, whatever. I didn't understand it. So is she 19 at this time, or is she 21 at this time? Because the previous tweet said she was on her 21st birthday and he kissed her and she ran and told somebody. So I don't know. Okay. So next tweet says, when you go back to New York. I don't know what when you go back to New York means. Trying to get an understanding of these tweets, y'all. Okay. It says, when you go back to New York, Ventura says, I'd visit him in the Trump Hotel in Columbus Circle. His apartment was being renovated. Prosecution says, what were you going with the music career? What were you going with your music career? I'm just reading, y'all. What were you going with your music career? That's what he said. Ventura says, trying to come up with a concept. Sean called all of the shots. Okay. So let's see if there's anything else. 6 minutes. Okay. So that's where we are right now. Shira said, I'm always at Bible school every Saturday. We believe that Black people are the true Jews of the Bible. So every Saturday we keep the Sabbath and congregate. That's what's up. That is what's up. Everybody hit the like button. Everybody hit the like button. Everybody watching, make sure to hit the like button. And for anybody just coming in, what we're doing is I'm keeping up with the tweets from Inner City Press. Cassie Ventura is literally on the stand right now. I have a lot of stuff going on all at one time. Let me see what Ticket is talking about.
Also, shout out to Kenny Rao.
All right, so let's see.
You doing music. You running this dude. And you got to get your head stomped on.
All right, so he's talking about the same thing. All right, let's see. Loading. Anything new? 7 minutes ago, when did you go back to New York? Okay, so we're still waiting. Cassie Ventura is on the stand as we speak. We haven't heard anything crazy yet. It looks like the other people are making talking about more crazy stuff. Make it make sense is in court also. Okay.
that was in that room that day. Diddy's stance on this is that there was not a freak off and that it was over an altercation about him not being faithful, and Cassie Ventura is saying that this was a freak off that she wanted to get away from and Diddy would drag her back to it. But like I said, I'm going to leave this part short and sweet. I'm going to give you the full context of this S worker's testimony tomorrow. That way we don't miss anything, because they're going to pick up when they start tomorrow right back on finishing his testimony.
Joking when Diddy made an escort urinate in her mouth during a.
So this right here is crazy, y'all. This right here is crazy. And I just got to say, trigger warning, trigger warning, trigger warning. I said this earlier, but some of y'all may not have heard it yet. So I'm letting you know, trigger warning. This is what Cassie had to allegedly endure.
Think about all this in the comments.
He was Puff Daddy, Diddy, a cultural icon. But to the prosecution, he was something else entirely. Now, opening statements have begun in the Diddy trial, and the allegations are absolutely chilling. Prosecutor Emily Johnson has stood before the jury and laid it out bluntly, saying, but there was another side to him, a side that ran a criminal enterprise. She said that over the course of 20 years, Diddy and his inner circle, including bodyguards and staff, committed crimes that included kidnapping, arson, substance trafficking, crimes, bribery, and obstruction. Prosecution then moved and focused on Cassie, who was Diddy's ex and a key witness, and
what's up, Rodriguez?
Could testify as soon as.
Everybody hit the like button. Everybody hit the like button. Everybody hit the like button. To the new people coming in, drop your city in the chat. Let me know where you at. To the new people coming in, drop your city in the chat. Let me know where you at. Represent your city and drop baby oil emojis in the chat. And hit the like button. Hit the thumbs up button.
Today, she was described as one of the many women who suffered abuse, and that Diddy once beat her, quote, brutally kicking her in the back and flinging her around like a rag doll, end quote. They then shared a horrific claim of Cassie feeling like she was choking when Diddy made an escort urinate in her mouth during a freak-off. They also said she OD'd at a freak-off when she had an open wound on her face from the most as one of the many women who suffered abuse, and that Diddy once beat her, quote, brutally kicking her in the back and flinging her around like a rag doll, end quote. They then shared a horrific claim of Cassie feeling like she was choking when Diddy made an escort urinate in her mouth during a freak-off. They also said she OD'd at a freak-off when she had an open wound on her face from the most recent assault at the hands of Diddy. He allegedly threatened to release S-tapes of her with male escorts.
All right, we got a new update. All right, 35 seconds ago. Did you visit, prosecution says, did you visit Sean in Miami? Ventura says, yes, I went with Carrie Morgan. Who the hell is Carrie Morgan? Does anybody know who the hell Carrie Morgan is? Let's see. Who is Carrie Morgan in connection to the Diddy case? Roger, no. Let's see. I'm trying to find out who Carrie Morgan is. It's coming. Pause. Carrie, also sometimes spelled Carrie Morgan, is known primarily as Cassie Ventura's best friend. So Carrie Morgan is Cassie Ventura's best friend. She has been involved in the Diddy case due to allegations of specific incidents as a potential witness. Allegations of physical assault. Roger Bonds, I'm just reading, Roger Bonds, who claims to be a former associate of Diddy, alleged that Diddy threw a wooden hanger at Carrie Morgan during an argument, causing her to suffer a concussion. This incident allegedly happened when Carrie was visiting Cassie. So Carrie was getting allegedly abused by Cassie also. Okay, potential witness. Carrie is a potential witness in this ongoing Diddy trial as Cassie's best friend, who may be able to provide insights into Diddy's behavior from the side instead of from the actual, because the thing about it is sometimes you can turn around and say, I don't believe Cassie is lying and all this other stuff, right? Well, this Miss Morgan, Carrie Morgan, can turn around and say, no, I witnessed this happening. So she is a key witness to a lot of things happening in real time. So Carrie Morgan is a very important cog in this situation. Impact on the alleged incident. The alleged hanger got that got thrown at her. The alleged hanger incident caused a rift between Carrie and Cassie. Carrie reportedly felt betrayed by Cassie's continued association with Diddy. So according to what I'm reading, Carrie and Cassie are back cool because she's holding Cassie down, right? But Cassie was getting blanked by Diddy on a normal basis, and Carrie was like, yo, leave him alone. And at some point, Diddy found out that Carrie was trying to pull Cassie away from Diddy, and he allegedly started, doing something to Carrie with a hanger. I don't know. I'm just reading what I'm seeing. So Carrie pulled away, and she started getting mad at Cassie because she stayed with Diddy, and they kind of fell out. And happily, they are back cool, or cool enough for her to be a key witness. In summary, Carrie Morgan's involvement in the Diddy case stems from an alleged physical assault by Diddy and her potential role as a witness due to her being close in friendship with Cassie Ventura. So that is who Carrie Morgan is. All right. So what is the age? Okay, that is not it. Okay. Did you visit Sean in Miami? I'm just reading this over again. Did you visit Sean in Miami? Ventura says yes. I went with Carrie Morgan and Dallas Austin. So Dallas Austin is a part of this too. What did you and Sean do together? Ventura, sexual intercourse. He gave me a blue dolphin ecstasy on a boat. Prosecution. Had you once before taken ecstasy unintentionally? And that was it. 12 minutes ago. Let's see. Let's see. These tweets are just coming in crazy, and I'm trying to, 18 seconds ago. I thought we were monogamous. Prosecution. Was it made public? Ventura. No, I was his artist. Also, his family, his children. Just reading it, y'all. Also, his family, his children. Just reading it. All right. Prosecution. Who was linked to him publicly? Ventura says Kim Porter. So, mind you, Kim Porter is deceased. She's talking about how he was linked to Kim Porter, or still linked to Kim Porter, the mother of his kids, at this particular time. So what I'm hearing is he is with Kim Porter and Cassie, which means is a possibility that Cassie was the side chick while he was with Kim Porter. What do y'all think? Let me know if I'm wrong, what y'all think about that. So, and this isn't throwing any shade or dirt on Cassie's name, but according to what Cassie is saying herself, it may allude to that Cassie Ventura was Diddy's side chick while he was with Kim Porter before she was murdered. All right. So back it up a little bit. Was it made public? No, I was his artist, and he was still with Kim Porter. How did Sean treat you at this time? We had fun, because when you the side chick, y'all just gonna have fun. So let's see if there's anything else just came in. Okay, back this up a little bit. Everybody hit the like button. 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 Damn, I didn't mean to go that far.
Over the course of 20 years, Diddy and his inner circle, including bodyguards and staff, committed crimes that included kidnapping, arson, substance trafficking, crimes, bribery, and obstruction. Prosecution then moved and focused on Cassie, who was Diddy's ex and a key witness and could testify as soon as today. She was described as one of the many women who suffered abuse and that Diddy once beat her, quote, brutally kicking her in the back and flinging her around like a rag doll, end quote. They then shared a horrific claim of Cassie feeling like she was choking when Diddy made an escort urinate in her mouth during a freak-off. They also said she OD'd at a freak-off when she had an open wound on her face from the most recent assault at the hands of Diddy. He allegedly threatened to release tapes of her with male escorts, tapes Johnson called souvenirs of the most humiliating nights of her life. Now, evidence jurors will reportedly watch is security footage of Diddy beating Cassie in the hotel hallway back in 2016 and possibly video from substance-fueled parties that were called either freak-offs, wild king nights, or hotel nights. Now, according to prosecutors, these were organized events where women were given substances coerced into with male escorts while Diddy watched, sometimes filmed, and then later would use that footage for control. Then there are damage control allegations. One security guard, prosecutors say, was given a brown paper bag with $100,000 in cash in it, a payoff to make a tape disappear. And according to prosecution, this was far from the only time the defendant's inner circle tried to close ranks and do damage control. Another woman who's using the pseudonym Jane reportedly confronted Diddy last year about years of abuse. And prosecution says that he kicked in doors to chase her, put her in a chokehold, punched, kicked, dragged her, and then forced her to call an escort, hide her black eye, and then take X, all to avoid ruining his night. Like with Cassie, the defendant's violence had gotten him what he wanted. It ended with, quote, for 20 years, the defendant, with the help of his trusted inner circle, committed crime after crime. That's why we are here today. Throughout all of this, Diddy sat stone-faced, watching the jury, watching the prosecutor, and that's what the prosecution says. Now, the defense is making their arguments right now, so make sure to follow us. I'll be keeping you guys updated throughout the day. And of course, drop your thoughts in the comments.
It's only day one of the Diddy trial, and the fact that we learned horrific information that Cassie Ventura was forced to have a man relieve himself in her mouth is so hard to hear. What's absolutely horrific about this case is that we were only on day one of this. We still have 8 weeks to go, and we haven't even heard Cassie Ventura's direct testimony against Diddy herself yet. If we are learning these horrific details on day one, I can only imagine what we are going to continue to hear as the days go on. We all knew that Diddy's trial was going to be horrific. It was going to be a trial that was going to be difficult to listen to, but even someone like me that has been in the court documents since the very beginning never suspected things this bad. And what really aggravates me is the fact that Diddy's defense is that these were loving relationships that were just toxic because of cheating. But I'm sorry, you wouldn't treat anybody you love like this. And in my opinion, that is why I think Diddy's defense at the end of the day isn't going to work, because you can't say that you love somebody so much that you would treat so horribly. The multiple accounts of abuse that has already been talked about only on day one. The fact that a male worker relieved himself in her mouth, that is not love. And now that all of the details are being
Yo, that is crazy. Like, okay. It's one thing about wanting to get peed on. That's one thing. It's another thing about paying somebody to pee on you. And it's another thing about paying somebody to pee in your mouth. God damn, that's crazy.
redacted and things that we haven't even heard about. It is really hard even for someone like me to cover this. So I can only imagine how Cassie Ventura and the other women feel that have to relive this all over again. And when I say reliving it all over again, I
want to just rehash what I said earlier. Remember, Cassie Ventura is pregnant. Not only is she pregnant, she's 9 months pregnant. So she's reliving the memory of getting somebody random peeing in her mouth, and she's pregnant. This shit is so wrong. I would not have allowed this woman to take the stand due to the fact that she's pregnant, about to give birth. All of these memories, all of these thoughts are literally going to the baby. And I'm not making this up. This shit is sad, man. Shit is really sad.
Really mean this. They are going to be looking. And in my opinion, that is why I think Diddy's defense at the end of the day isn't going to work, because you can't say that you love somebody so much that you would treat so horribly. The multiple accounts of abuse that has already been talked about only on day one. The fact that a male worker relieved himself in her mouth, that is not love. And
All right, I got some new information. Everybody hit the like button. Everybody hit the like button. Everybody hit the like button. Put a 1 in the chat if y'all can hear me, because the chat slowed down. So I just want to make sure y'all can hear me, because one of my phones are acting crazy. So I just want to make sure y'all can hear me. Everybody watching, put a 1 in the chat, because I'm getting the loop-de-loop on this video right here. Everybody put a 1 in the chat. Put a 1 in the chat. Everybody put a 1 in the chat. I want to make sure y'all can see me and hear me, because I'm getting a loading on one of my phones, like I lost a signal. Everybody put a 1 in the chat. Everybody put a 1 in the chat. Can y'all see me? Can y'all hear me? Put a 1 in the chat, y'all. Can y'all hear me or see me or no? I'm waiting on the ones. Okay. Because I'm getting an error code on my phone, like my Wi-Fi is messing up. All right, I just want to make sure. All right, 46 seconds ago prosecution says, what was his lifestyle like? And for those who just coming in, Cassie Ventura is on the stand. Prosecution says, what was Diddy's lifestyle like? Ventura says he had all these assistants. He could get things done. He traveled quite a bit. Prosecution, what's this photo? They keep showing photos and saying, what is this? And what is this?
Just kind of asking them to like.
All right. So Ventura says, Sean and I at a strip club in New York, like 2007 or 2008, Halloween. Prosecution, how did Sean's moods vary? And she says day to day. All right, let's see. Okay, so let's see what is going on over here.
If Cassie left him, I think. So what's going on is Diddy doesn't want that to come in.
All right, so let's back up a little bit.
While close with her family.
And shout out to the surprise witness. This is a YouTube channel called Surprise Witness. Listen to what she has to say.
In another state. So Tina Garagos is saying, no, this is relevant because she's arguing that Diddy had her doing all these rugs, and we're arguing Diddy did not. Diddy's lawyers are going to argue she had her own issues.
All right, rugs means drugs. So hold on, back up a little bit and let's listen to this.
That Diddy thought Cassie was cheating on him because she didn't answer the phone. This is Diddy's lawyer saying this stuff. I mean, when a lawyer like this, who needs a prosecutor? So it's relevant. So it says she did not answer her phone. He thought, Diddy thought she was cheating on him. She got into a bar fight and tried to unalive someone. Cassie tried to unalive someone, they trying to tell me. So it's relevant
Cassie?
to suspicions. And, okay, another issue, her substance abuse outside of their SUL relationship. So another piece of evidence we're now learning.
All right, hold on. 1 minute ago, I'm just reading what is on the paper right now, y'all. What I'm about to say is weird, okay? I'm reading what's on that he's tweeting. When it swung, could you describe it? When it swung. When what swung? When it swung, could you describe it? Ventura says, anger, zoning out. Prosecution says, how did it impact you? Ventura says, greatly. The next thing I knew, I was getting hit in the face. Okay. I'm assuming he meant when Diddy swung. When Diddy swung, okay? Diddy swung, not it. Because I was like, what? Okay, so Diddy swung on her, and Ventura says, I zoned out probably as she got hit. How did it impact you? Ventura, greatly. The next thing I knew, I was getting hit in the face. There was also psychological abuse. He tell me to watch my mouth, change my face. You know, change your face, watch your mouth. Yeah, that was crazy. So hold on a second. Let's see. Okay, let's see what she was saying.
They're going to try to get into trial, and spoiler alert, it does come in, is that Cassie has some type of substance abuse issue, and they want to present evidence of it. Tina Garrigo said she was taking substances while close with her family in another state. So Tina Garrigo is saying, no, this is relevant because she's arguing that Diddy had her doing all these rugs, and we're arguing Diddy did not. Diddy's lawyers are going to argue she had her own issues with that, and anything she was doing was of her own free will. Nobody was coercing her to do anything. The judge did side with Diddy on that specific piece of evidence. Now listen, y'all, these little pieces of evidence could be any little tiny thing. It's not like everything is huge. It could just be like a parking ticket somebody got.
All right, more information. The document, did you see? On the west side. Combs Donaldson. Okay, I'm reading what is going on, and there's so much information, and it's not even Diddy trial information. All right, give me a second. Let's see. 4 minutes ago. Okay, we can keep going. What's going on, Francois?
A statement somebody said.
How you been doing?
A receipt for some pizza or something. It could be just anything. So not every piece of evidence is necessarily equally weighted. The judge said this can be asked about. We can ask about the substance use to Cassie, meaning Diddy's lawyers will be.
So what's actually happening now is Diddy's lawyers is trying to paint Cassie out to be this drug addict way before Diddy, because if they can paint her out to be this drug addict or whatever, it can make it look like she is not worth listening to because she was a junkie or something.
To grill her about her substance abuse, alleged. Now, moving on, next piece of evidence. This is all before the jury even walked in. Prior consistent statements. So now what I think they're trying to get in is previous statements of Cassie or previous statements of Diddy in some text messages where it appears that Diddy threatens Cassie to, if she leaves him, he's going to release her tapes, I think. And I'll show you why I think that. That's what I was able to piece together by reading this so far. What I think this text.
And shout out to her, because I'm the same way. It's a lot of damn. Oh shit! Hold on. I just found out something. Hold on 1 second, y'all. I just found something. All right. I just found something. So I'm going to play this, and I just found some information.
Now that all of the details are being redacted and things that we haven't even heard about, it is really hard even for someone like me to cover this. So I can only imagine how Cassie Ventura and the other women feel that have to relive this all over again. And when I say reliving it all over again, I really mean this. They are going to be looking Diddy directly in the face while they detail these horrific accounts that they have went through. And what scares me even more is the fact that Cassie Ventura is going to have to do all of this really pregnant. I really worry that it might stress her out so much she might go into early labor. Because just imagine if me and you are having a hard time hearing these horrific details on day one. Just imagine what she lived through for 10 years. Cassie Ventura was only 19 years old when she got with Diddy. She literally was just a baby. As someone who covers this topic so heavily and so fully, I felt like I needed to take a break and step away after court ended, but I felt in my heart that this is something that really needed to be talked about. And honestly, my heart and prayers go out to Cassie Ventura and all the other women who are about to have to stand up, look Diddy in the face, and go through this trauma all over again. But y'all let me know what you guys think about all this in the comments. Cassie Ventura.
Okay, so we got some new information. How would you keep? Okay, let's see. Okay, all right. So let me share my screen. All right. Share screen in the City Press. All right, put a 1 in the chat. You can see my screen. Put a 1 in the chat. You can see my screen. Put a 1 in the chat if you can see my screen. Let me make it bigger. Put a 1 in the chat if you can see my screen. Put a 1 in the chat if you can see my screen. Can y'all see my screen? Okay. All right. So 8 minutes ago when he swung, could you describe it? Anger, zoned out. How did it impact you? Greatly. The next thing I knew, I was getting hit in the face. There was also psychological abuse. He tell me to watch my mouth and change my face. All right, 59 seconds ago. How would he keep tabs on you? We didn't live far apart. He said he'd send security to come find me or a trusted assistant. Like who? David James, Christina Courtroom. There we go. Christina Courtroom. What was your relationship? Was your relationship exclusive? The answer is no. All right, so let me read this because I think this is somebody else. The manager. Foregoing explain in court. Okay, this is somebody else's stuff. Let's see. Okay. All right, so this is where we are right now. Let me refresh. Let's see. 9 minutes, 2 minutes, 37 minutes. Okay, so all right, let me unshare.
To testify against Diddy today. It is day 2 of the Diddy trial, and now the biggest star witness, Cassie Ventura, is about to testify later on today against Diddy. I expect that this testimony is probably going to be one of the longest testimonies since we know that Cassie Ventura is the star witness and she was in a relationship with Diddy for over 10 years. Cassie Ventura's testimony is going to be a lot. She's probably going to be very emotional because we know she is very pregnant and she is having to relive all of her trauma all over again. And I am very curious to see how Diddy's team cross-examines Cassie Ventura. Since she's very pregnant, I'm wondering if they're still going to try to grill her because that will not look good to the jury. During Cassie Ventura's testimony is when the exhibits will be shown, pictures, text messages, and even the freak-off videos will be played for the jury. Now, because of the explicit nature of these freak-off tapes, they are supposed to be sealed only to the jury and not to be seen by the public. Last night, some mainstream media put in a motion to the judge to
up at a coffee shop and play this fun dating card game. We'll have fun and see if we're compatible all at the same time.
Ooh, what's the name of the game?
It's called Deeper Discussions.
I'm down.
Okay, meet you at 6.
Fellas, buy this card game. Ladies, buy this card game. Buy about 2 or 3 card games. The main reason why people can't stay together isn't because they don't like each other no more. It's actually because their present family issues come up or their past family issues come up. But when you play Deeper Discussions, you'll be able to understand a person's family issues up front.
This game can be played with either 2 people or an entire group. So have fun.
Question number 1. Name a time when money was the main factor why a relationship went bad.
Deeper Discussions Dating Edition. Again, these cards are good for vetting a potential boyfriend,
Candidate.
A potential girlfriend, a potential husband, a potential wife. The texture of these cards are so soft and silky, by the way. Like
They ain't gonna get
really
wore out.
durable.
A dating card game for introverts who have a hard time asking the much needed compatibility questions. Deeper Discussions, the card game.
All right, we got more information. Let me share my screen. Take this off. I got to reshare my screen. All right, sharing screen again. More information just came in. Cassie is presently on stage. All right, put a 1 in chat. Y'all can see my screen. Put a 1 in chat. Y'all can see my screen. All right. 1 minute ago, did you see other men? Uh-oh. This is interesting. Prosecution says, did you see other men? Ventura says yes. Prosecution says, did Sean see other women? Ventura said yes. He said, I am Puff Daddy. I was insanely jealous. What the hell? I am Puff Daddy is crazy. Okay, if I don't understand. If you're insanely jealous, why are you smashing other dudes? Why are you letting other? I don't understand. Okay, because she said, did you see other men? Not another man, but other men. So she's getting ran through by different dudes and then turns around and says, you're jealous. Okay, whatever. Prosecution says, well, Ventura says, yes, he said, I am Puff Daddy. I was insanely jealous. Prosecution says, did you move to LA with him? Ventura says, yes. He wanted to be close to his kids who were there. Oh, his kids from Kim Porter. Right. Okay. Got it. All right. Let me refresh. Refreshing. Everybody hit the like button. 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 All right. So that is all for these until some more seconds go by.
To have reporters in the room so they can report what happened in these, all of her trauma all over again. And I am very curious to see how Diddy's team cross-examines Cassie Ventura. Since she's very pregnant, I'm wondering if they are still going to try to grill her, because that will not look good to the jury. During Cassie Ventura's testimony is when the exhibits will be shown, pictures, text messages, and even the freak-off videos will be played for the jury. Now, because of the explicit nature of these freak-off tapes, they are supposed to be sealed only to the jury and not to be seen by the public. Last night, some mainstream media put in a motion to the judge to ask them to have reporters in the room so they can report what happened in these freak-off tapes in real time. All of these big news organizations such as the Associated Press, the Business Insider, the New York Times, they requested that each one get to have 3 reporters inside that are going to be able to watch these videos in real time. That way they can report back information. Cassie and her lawyer did respond very quickly to the judge, saying, no, this is supposed to be sealed evidence because of the explicit nature, only to the jury. They don't want people from the press actually watching and hearing these videos. But it says in Cassie Ventura's testimony, she is going to describe these videos in detail in an open courtroom and will be subject to cross-examination. The defense will be able to question Cassie on what the sealed videos depict. So Cassie Ventura and her lawyer are saying during her testimony, she is going to get into a lot of detail about these freak-off videos, and she is also going to be asked questions about it during Diddy's cross-examination of her. So they don't feel like the press should be able to watch these sealed videos that are supposed to be only for the jury's eyes. While the media is claiming this is something that they need to report on because these freak-off videos have been talked about for a long time, so they want reporters in that room to be able to watch and hear what is happening on these videos in real time. Another big thing that I didn't see anybody talk about yesterday was the fact that Cassie Ventura's husband, Alex Fine, was already in the courtroom hearing all of these graphic details about what happened.
All right, let me back up. All right, some just came up. Remove the other media. Okay. This just came up. Something new just came out. All right, let's see. Refreshing. Okay. Diddy docket. Civil division. Jane Doe must give name. Sean Combs was sued for the R word in Hotel Rio by Doe pseudonym, denied name by May 20th. May 20th? Okay. Inner City Press story. order on Patreon. I'm on Patreon. Okay. Diddy docket. Doe must give name. Sean Combs was sued. Okay, I did that already. Let's see. Okay. Actually, give me a second, y'all. Remove this.
The New York Times, they requested that each one get to have 3 reporters inside that are going to be able to watch these videos in real time. That way they can report back information. Cassie and her lawyer did respond very quickly to the judge saying, no, this is supposed to be sealed evidence because of the explicit nature, only to the jury. They don't want people from the press actually watching and hearing these videos. But it says in Cassie Ventura's testimony, she is going to describe these videos in detail in an open courtroom and will be subject to cross-examination. The defense will be able to question Cassie on what the sealed videos depict. So Cassie Ventura and her lawyer are saying during her testimony, she is going to get into a lot of detail about these freak-off videos, and she is also going to be asked questions about it during Diddy's cross-examination of her. So they don't feel like the press should be able to watch these sealed videos that are supposed to be only for the jury's eyes. While the media is claiming this is something that they need to report on because these freak-off videos have been talked about for a long time, so they want reporters in that room to be able to watch and hear what is happening on these videos in real time. Another big thing that I didn't see anybody talk about yesterday was the fact that Cassie Ventura's husband, Alex Fine, was already in the courtroom hearing all of these graphic details about what happened between Cassie and Diddy. I do have to say, Cassie Ventura has one heck of a husband. Like, this man is super strong to be able to sit in this court trial and listen to all of these horrific details come out about his wife's past and Diddy's past. I assume Alex Fine probably already knew a lot of these details. He has been somebody that has been very vocal on his Instagram for Cassie Ventura. Diddy's trial today will start off again with that second witness, the male worker who is testifying, so he is going to continue giving his testimony, and then this is when we will probably see Cassie Ventura take the stand. And this one is going to be one of the biggest testimonies against Diddy throughout this whole entire trial. But y'all let me know what you guys think about all this in the comments.
All right, so we're still looking at the Diddy docket. I mean, not the Diddy docket. Let me get rid of this. All right, so where we at? All right. Everybody hit the like button. Everybody hit the like button. Everybody hit the like button. 9 minutes ago. Let's see. 2 hours ago. 2 minutes ago. What did you live in? Okay, so here's something new right here. Where did you live in LA? Ventura says 875 Comstock Avenue, Wilshire condos. Prosecution, how tall was the building? Oh, I know what they're alluding to. Ventura says no more than 17 floors. Prosecution, where did Sean live? Ventura, 200 South Mapleton. Sean would use a golf cart to get back and forth. Okay. All right. So that's where we are at the moment. Remove this.
And it looks like we found out who took a video of that surveillance footage. His name is Israel Flores, and he was the security guard at the Intercontinental Hotel in March of 2016 when the incident took place. Israel says on March.
What's up, Gemini Queen? What's going on, Willetta?
The jury just heard from the first witness, and it looks like we found out who took a video of that surveillance footage. His name is Israel Flores, and he was the security guard at the Intercontinental Hotel in March of 2016 when the incident took place. Israel says on March 5th, around 11 a.m., instant services called him about a woman in distress on the 6th floor. He went to go look at the live footage. He said he saw a man pacing back and forth in the hotel hallway. He said when he got off the 6th floor, he saw Diddy sitting in a chair in his robe and socks, and he was acting strange strangely and giving him a devilish stare. As for Cassie, he said she was cowering in a corner, covering her face, and he told them, if you guys are going to argue, you have to go back to your room. At this point, the video footage that we had all seen had already happened, but Israel Flores hadn't seen it yet. Prosecutors then showed the surveillance video to the jury, and afterwards, Israel said that he had recorded it on his cell phone to show his wife because otherwise she probably wouldn't believe him. A second video was then shown to the jury, which none of us have seen, and it shows Israel Flores trying to calm Diddy down while he was yelling at Cassie in the hallway. Apparently in the video, you can then see Cassie returning to the entryway of the hotel room saying she wanted her phone and her belongings. He testified that he was escorting them back to the room and they were arguing about whether or not she was going to leave, and Diddy was telling her that she was not going to leave. He says once they reached the room, both Cassie and Diddy went inside of the room and he used his body to prop open the door. He also testified that there was another man in the room, but the man was not engaging with any of them. Israel said he told Diddy to then stay in his room, and that's when Diddy allegedly showed him a stack of money and told him not to tell anyone what he saw. He says he told Diddy he didn't want his money, and then he went after Cassie to see if she was okay. He tried to approach Cassie outside of the hotel to see if she wanted him to call the police, but a bodyguard blocked the interaction. He was able to ask her if she wanted him to call the cops, but she said she just wanted to leave, and he testified that she had a black eye. After she left, he went back to Diddy's hotel room with another guard to reiterate the hotel policy. He said that Diddy stepped into the hallway and closed the door behind him and then grabbed the other bodyguard, accusing him of recording Diddy. That's when Israel said he pinned Diddy to the wall and told him to let go of the phone. After all of this happened, Israel did file an incident report and mentioned Diddy and Cassie by name. He described the incident from start to finish and even included photos of the broken vase and the dirt on the wall. Now, in the report, he didn't mention the other man that was in the room, but he says it was because that man was not engaging with Diddy or Cassie, nor was he involved in the elevator lobby incident, so he felt like it wasn't relevant in the report. That was everything that happened with the prosecutor. It's now the defense's turn, so I will be back with updates.
Let's talk about the two witnesses who kicked off Diddy's trial because their testimony was devastating. The first up is Israel Flores, who is now part of the LAPD, but back then, in 2016, he worked as Assistant Director of Security for the hotel in Los Angeles where that infamous Cassie video came from. He recalled getting a distress call from a woman on the 6th floor. That woman is, of course, Cassie. Now, when he got up there, he saw Diddy slouched in a chair, half naked, giving him what he described as a devilish stare. Now, when Cassie said that she wanted to leave, Diddy responded with, "You're not going anywhere." And Flores responded by saying if she wants to leave, she's going to leave. Then at some point, Diddy gave him a bunch of cash, or tried to give him a bunch of cash with a $100 bill on top, saying, "Don't tell nobody." And basically, Flores said he wasn't interested in his money. But the biggest moment came when jurors saw video surveillance footage of Diddy beating Cassie, punching, kicking, dragging her by her hair back to her room. And this was footage that nobody has ever seen. This is not the video that we have all seen. Not only that, it was at several different angles, and this is the prosecution's key piece of evidence. Next up was Daniel Phillip, who is a male stripper who recalled being hired by Cassie for S parties with Diddy. He said that Cassie would wear what Diddy demanded, which typically was red lace high heels and sunglasses. He said that he got paid thousands of dollars to rub baby oil on Cassie and have S with her while Diddy watched. Diddy even at one point made
What's going on, Frankie?
him hand over his driver's license, which Phillip said he believed was a threat. Then it took a darker turn. He testified to seeing Cassie basically passed out after these encounters. He testified to the fact that Diddy would then drag her by her hair, screaming, and after she didn't come, he would say, quote, "B, except the full word, when I tell you to come, you come now, not later."
All right, we got more information. Let's see. All right, so let me just read it. Prosecution, who paid your rent in LA? Prosecution, who paid your rent in LA? Ventura says, Sean, except when I had the house in Studio City. Prosecution, why didn't you pay rent then? Ventura says, I could afford it then. Oh, why did you pay rent then, if that's the case? Except when I had a house in Studio City. Okay, gotcha. Why did you pay rent? I could afford it then, and I wanted to have some control. It was accepted. Prosecution, by whom? Duh, Sean. All right. How many songs did you write with Sean? Ventura says, hundreds of songs. Most were never released. Some got leaked on the internet, some on mixtapes. This woman made hundreds of songs, and Diddy didn't release any of them. What, like 5 out of hundreds? That is sad. What's going on, Sharon Williams? Hey, sweetie, I saw I missed your call. Your call? I was in Moreno Valley. I just got home this morning. Call? What do you mean? I didn't call you. What are you talking about? Hold on. I just got home this morning. Call you. I didn't call nobody, and I don't even have your number, Sharon. Are you? I don't know what that is. I have no idea. Like you're on Facebook, so thank you for being here, but I don't know you to call you, and I don't know what that means. Okay, let's just keep going. All right, she made hundreds of songs. Most were never released. How many albums on your deal were not released? 9 albums. 9 albums were not released. God damn. Because the thing about it is, she signed a 10-album deal and she made hundreds of songs hoping to come out with different albums. And 9 of the 10 albums were not released. Prosecution says, did you get paid from them? No. Damn, man. This shit is sad. Like, just imagine all you want to do is be a singer. All you want to do is be famous. And this man is keeping you from your dreams. Women have dreams too, y'all. A lot of you men don't think women have dreams. Women have dreams. Damn, that's sad, man. That is sad. That is absolutely sad. All right, let's go back to this.
And again, this is all just kind of piecing things together from reading tweets. We will be going through the other sources. I do want to get a little bit more caught up to where we are in real time right now. So we're still like 2 hours behind, but it's going to catch up fast, I promise. What I think this last little thing they're arguing about is these text messages that appear, I think, to show Cassie and Diddy talking on a text message and Diddy saying that he would release the tape, the S tape, if Cassie left him, I think. So what's going on is Diddy doesn't want that to come in, but the assistant U.S. attorney does want it to come in. She said, wait, they already opened the door, basically. She says, in their
What's up, October 3074?
opening statements, that's Diddy and them, they said Cassie made her own choices. They asked the question, quote, who really had control in this relationship? Clearly begging the answer that it was Cassie. Y'all remember that from the opening statements whenever Teeny Garagos, Diddy's lawyer, was like, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you just continue asking yourself this one question throughout the trial. Who really had control? What were people gaining from these relationships? What did they have to gain? Remember that whole thing from the opening statements? Well, the government is now, one day later, saying, yeah, well, we got to answer the question. Who really had control in the relationship? You want to ask that question in your opening statement, Teeny Garagos? Okay. Here's a text message that says exactly who had the control, and it was Diddy because he was extorting or blackmailing her with this tape. I think that's what this is going to end up being about, and I think this is what this argument was based on. Exhibit B 315 is a threat to release the tape. Quote: they said only she had it. Oh, it also impeaches Diddy's credibility. Ooh, see, this is like really good lawyering. This is really good. Okay. So evidence can only come in if it's relevant, right? If it's not relevant, it can't come in. Diddy obviously wants to keep a lot of evidence out, and he wants some to come in. Each side has their own reasons for wanting to keep evidence in and wanting to keep evidence out. Sometimes you might want some to come in, and you might want something else to stay out. So it can only come in if it's relevant. However, that's not the only issue. There's other issues. For example, if something could be relevant, but it doesn't really weigh on a material, substantial issue of fact about this trial, it's not really going to help the jurors come to any conclusion. There's all kinds of there's literally entire series of classes taught on this stuff. This is just a really, really brief, overview, just kind of like some of the considerations. So Diddy is saying a text message where I alleged to threaten Cassie to release a tape is not relevant. And here's the government going, yeah, it is. It's relevant for two reasons. Number one, in Teeny's opening statement, she said, ask yourself, ladies and gentlemen, the jury, who really had control in this relationship? Begging the question, begging the answer. They want the jury to think, Diddy wants the jury to think it was Cassie that had control, but she did not. She was being extorted and blackmailed. That's reason one. Reason two, they also said only Cassie had the S tape. Everybody keeps saying is all this stuff came off of Cassie's phone. She's the one that had all these videos. She's the one that had all these tapes. Your Honor, why, if that's true, would there be a text from Diddy saying he would release the tape? Clearly he had it at some point.
This is a lot. This is a lot. All right, hold on one second. I'm about to do an update right now and see what Inner City Press has put out now. All right. Update. Shit, none yet. Let's see. 7 minutes ago. 11 minutes. Who paid you? All right, so we're still waiting. I'm not sure if Cassie has stepped down from the stand or not. Let's keep going with this.
Oh, that is so in the nuance. I am so impressed with that. True. Two reasons. I agree. In my opinion. Diddy's lawyer said, we submit that these are hearsay. The text messages are hearsay until redirect. The judge says, if they come in, they're in. You don't object? Says this to Diddy's side. Diddy's side, this Alexandra Shapiro said, oh yeah, we object. We don't want them coming in. What we said in the opening was that Diddy, and the judge cuts her right off. You seem to say she was lying. You seem to say Cassie was lying about threats to release videos. You seemed to imply that Cassie was lying about Diddy threatening to release videos. And so, yes, absolutely.
And I want to say this. It is not crazy for them to try to implicate that she is lying, because what else are you going to do? Your job is to, defend Diddy. So you have to say she's lying. So it is what it is. But she isn't lying.
You opened the door, ma'am. But ma'am doesn't stop. She goes on. The predicate for prior consistent statements hasn't been met. The judge says, I find that it has. Ooh, I got to show y'all something. Okay, I find that it has. So that can come in. So see how it goes back and forth? Like Diddy won one, he got to keep his out, but then moving on, he wanted to keep it, he wanted to keep one out again, and then no, he didn't. He got denied. So the judge doesn't really only always side with one side or the other. See how we're already 1 hour? We just got through a whole hour of things in 20 minutes. The predicate for prior consistent statements hasn't been met, Alexandra Shapiro says. The judge said, actually, yes, it has. Yes, it has. Anyway, moving on. The defense opening said there's going to be millions of reasons for people to testify here. That's the attack that was used as to B316-2. So there's two pieces of evidence that are now going to come in because of that. Then the judge goes on. But the standard has not yet been met as, or reached as to B332 or 339. I don't know what these exhibits are. They didn't.
All right, new information just came in. New information just came in. Ventura says the freak offs became a job for her. there was no time to do anything else. Golly. Can you imagine? The person speaking is a young lady named the surprise witness. I want y'all to think about this. This new information just came in because Ventura is still on the stand. The freak offs, according to Ventura, became a job. You know how often you're at work? She became like a cow. You know how they have the cows like attached to the thing and they're always getting milk out the cow and they got to put their arm up the cow's butt and all this other stuff and the cow is just stuck to this thing forever. It's like, damn, a job? So she says the freak offs became a job. There was no time to do anything else but do them, then to recover. Like, well, it ain't that much sex in the damn world. Y'all, it's not that much sex in the world. Yeah, like a dog breeding meal. I don't understand, like, who would want that much sex? Like, I don't want to have sex like that. Like, god damn. Where is the job? Freak offs became a job. There was no time to do anything else but to do them and recover. And then when you recover, you back in the damn. God, shit. That's like this woman was used as a cow, just milking her. Shit. All right. Prosecution says, how much time in your week would freak offs take? Y'all ain't gonna believe this. The longest was 4 days. Significant periods of time. Bro, I want y'all to think about this. The freak offs became a full-time job. There was no time to do anything else but do freak offs and then recover. How much time per week did freak offs take? 4 days. What the hell? I don't even understand what this means. She didn't say they're having different freak offs within a 4-day period. She's saying the freak offs would last for 4 days. And then she would recover. Not 4 hours, y'all. 4 days. I reread it. Not 4 hours. Because I want to tell y'all something. I've been to, not Diddy's, but I've been to like sex little parties or whatever. And it'll last for like 3 hours. But 4 days? As in days? God damn. Yo, that is absolutely disgusting. That is disgusting. 4 days? This is getting crazy. All right, I'm about to hit the refresh again. And make sure to buy my card games if y'all have not. And if y'all are enjoying this coverage, buy me lunch. Cash App is $AARON 1000. Cash App AARON 1000. All right, so let's keep going. The freak offs became a freaking job. It's crazy. Okay. Judge says we'll break here. So they're about to take a break. If you like the coverage, you can. Okay. Extra. Okay. So they're taking a break right now. So as of 12:30, they're taking a break. So most likely I'm going to end the stream and then come back after they take a break. So I ain't going nowhere. I'm going to end the stream and probably start a new stream and when they start up. All right. So I will be back and stay tuned because I'm going to most likely come right back. So I'm going to wait for them to take a break because I don't know how their breaks are. Their break may be an hour, maybe 2 hours or whatever. And I don't want to just be sitting on here staring at the damn screen and shit or whatever. But I'll come right back. So this started because he told her he had to do it so we would help with her career. And then he never did. Quicksilver, yes, overall. And it started a romantic relationship. So it was more than that, but that's a summary of it. Yeah. She was actually with damn, what is his name? She was in a relationship with another guy. And according to this whole testimony, she was in a relationship with another guy. Y'all remember the name of the guy she was in a relationship, the light-skinned guy that was also a singer? But she was in a relationship with him. Diddy took her from him and made her his side chick because according to her testimony, he was still in a relationship with Kim Porter. She was still alive. Kim Porter was still alive at this time. Kim Porter died, and then Cassie became his girl after Kim died. I cannot, could not, would not, still won't is crazy. Where was she originally from? Because here in New York City, we've been new Diddy shenanigans. Robin, yeah. Ryan. No, Ryan Leslie. Yeah, she was in a relationship with Ryan Leslie. That's who it was. Thank you. She was in a relationship with Ryan Leslie. Diddy signed her because Ryan Leslie was an artist, so they was together. So he brought her to Diddy, sadly. And next thing you know, Diddy signed her to a 10-album deal, which is ridiculous. And then he started fucking her. And she left Ryan Leslie alone. And he was still with Kim Porter, allegedly. And she was his side chick. But my question is to y'all, do y'all think, and this is not saying anything bad about Cassie, but since Cassie was allegedly his side chick while he was with Kim Porter, do you think Diddy was blanking Kim Porter while Cassie knew it? Because if that was the case, why in the world would Cassie be okay with being his main chick if he was, Kim Porter? And then at the same time, Kim Porter died. And of course, once she died, it wasn't that she knew he, may have done it, but I'm not going to get in it. I want you to think about this because I'm not a woman. Ladies, if y'all know a guy that has a baby mama and they were dating and then his baby mama mysteriously dies, don't get with that guy. Yeah, the coroner died. So think about this. Cassie Ventura is the side chick of Diddy. Not only does Kim Porter ended up unalived, but the coroner that did the work on Kim Porter dies too. And then there was a second coroner that did a report. He also dies. So the writing was on the wall, and this ain't saying nothing bad about Cassie because she was 19. She didn't know nothing, or 21. But after this break, the court is having a break. No new information. I'm going to go live again. I'm going to come back and go live again. So see y'all later. And if you have not already, make sure to hit the like button and share this video. I will be right back with a different title and all the other stuff because everything that we've heard thus far has been like, it hasn't been crazy incriminating. So they're probably going to take a break. She's going to compose herself. And maybe when she comes back, it's going to get crazy. So I'll be right back. I'm going to create a different thumbnail and see y'all probably another 30 minutes to an hour. Talk to y'all later.